Good morning, all you fine people. It is another week, another cup of tea. I think it's been a week since I posted my last podcast. I know I said it's not going to be weekly, and it's really not supposed to be weekly, but I've got a lot to say, man. I took 2 years off of these things. I got a lot to say. So today I want to talk about something that I'm very familiar with, and that would be tattoos. Um, I absolutely love tattoos, and oddly enough, I love getting tattoos. I know a lot of people who have tattoos hate the process. To me, most of my tattoos have been a very therapeutic session. The only one I cannot get past, and I've had multiple sessions on this spot, is my chest. I have a huge, like, leopard right here and a huge tiger right here with, like, some background and stuff. But there's still some, like, empty spaces on my chest that I hate and I want to fill, but the chest hurts so fucking bad. Um, so yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna finish my chest. I would love to finish my chest. Um, but anyway, so tattoos. I feel like tattoos are a big part of who I am. I absolutely love the physical image of myself with my tattoos. I look back at old pictures of myself and I'm like, ew, I look gross because I didn't have the tattoos. There's some wedding pictures of mine that I dislike because I didn't have certain tattoos, like my finger tattoos. I didn't have my finger tattoos at the time, and I hate seeing pictures of my hands that don't have my finger tattoos. So anyway, my first tattoo I got when I was 18 years old, and let me just tell you, it was a shit show of a process. Not because of the tattoo or the process of like getting the tattoo, it was everything that led up to that. So, I wanted a tattoo for a very long time. And here's my thing. I'm very open for the whole like you need to be 18. Like I would 100% make my kids wait until they were 18. The only reason I would let them get one sooner, and obviously their mom would have to be on board, but the only time I would let them get one before they were 18, I'd say they'd have to at least be 16, and they would have to get a tattoo that I have, like a matching tattoo that I have, or they would want to get something with me. Like we would both go and get a tattoo together, like some sort of matching tattoo. As long as their mom were okay with it, I would let them do that at 16. But if it's something separate that they want, they're gonna need to wait till they're 18. So I wanted to get a tattoo very young. I remember for my bar mitzvah, so when I was 13, I wanted to get as a bar mitzvah gift drumsticks because I was a drummer my entire life at that point. I played the drums from like kindergarten up to that point, which was sixth grade. Um, I want to get a pair of drumsticks. Now, I don't have any drumsticks tattooed on me, so I'm not against I don't think I would hate that I had drumsticks on me, but I just never ended up getting drumsticks. So maybe it's a good thing that I waited. But anyway, so when I was 17, I believe, I think I decided what I wanted my first tattoo to be, which was going to be when I turned 18 years old, which was my school's motto, which was Latin. It was Esse quam videri, and in English it means to be rather than to seem. Um, and I think that's very fitting for who I am and what this brand is. To be who you are and not just put on a show of who you want to be. Now, I apologize for their dogs barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear the dogs. So if you can, I apologize. My dogs are fucking loud and obnoxious. Um anyway, so when I was 17, I decided that that was the tattoo I wanted to get. I felt like I had lived by that motto because of my school. I went to that school for 14 years. I feel like that is how I lived majority of my life was by that motto. I felt like that was a very fitting first tattoo. So I reached out to both parents. One parent was very on board. Hell, that one parent would have let me get it on the spot. My other parent was like, "Oh, you gotta wait till your 18th birthday. I'll take you. I'll pay for it. Blah 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 blah." Cool, whatever. Months, a year goes by, and I'm now 18. My birthday, I believe, fell on a weekday, so like I was gonna go that weekend to get the tattoo. I found an artist that had done work on a cousin of mine, um, a few times, so they referred him to us, um, and reached out to get it done. And then the weekend came. That weekend came. It was a Saturday. The guy was out in Frederick, Maryland, and it was time to go. And my parent, who was all about like you gotta wait till you're 18, looks at me and goes, nah, I don't think you should do it. I looked at them. I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's just a matter if you're gonna take me there, if you're gonna pay for it. But I'm gonna do it. They're like, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't think it's the right thing to do. No. So, all right, cool. Got in my car, went out, paid for it myself, got it. Again, it was just 3 words, esse quam videri, 3 little words, black words. You can actually see it right here. Now, it didn't have the scroll or the birds. It was literally just those 3 words stacked on top of each other. That was my first tattoo. I think that's when a lot of things started going downhill. I started being treated differently. I started being talked down to a little bit by some people in my family. Um, and it's crazy because, like, even wearing a short sleeve shirt, like, maybe the bottom word would pop out a little bit, but it's not like it was like out in your face. But yeah, from there on, there were a few other tattoos I got while I was in high school, while I was 18 and 19. Um, I remember I would be so afraid to tell people I got them because some people were just so judgmental. So it's crazy. So the second tattoo I got was on my other bicep. It was right here. It was this Air Force one. It was for my grandfather who passed away that summer when I was 18. So that was my second tattoo. I got one of his Air Force patches, and it says "Pop Pop" and it has an airplane for my grandfather. Um, and again, I was afraid to share that with some people. And it's crazy, like it's a tribute to my grandfather, who was such an incredible person. But some people were judgmental. And then my third tattoo, my last tattoo that I got in high school, I got on my wrist. It's a music note with a little heartbeat thing and then a shuffle sign. And the whole point of that was, again, I was in the music field for 14 years at school. I could go in life without sports, without television, without movies. I couldn't live life without music. I don't think anybody could live life without music. Because think about it, music is everywhere. Music is in that sports game you're watching, in that movie or TV show you're watching. Music is literally everywhere. Life without music would be so fucking boring. And the whole point of the shuffle sign was to live your life on shuffle. Just allow whatever's next to happen next. Don't focus on fast forward, repeat, replay, pause. Like don't focus on any of that. Just live your life on shuffle. Whatever comes at you, let it play, move on to the next. So those were my 3 tattoos in high school, and I was so afraid to like post or share that I had gotten any of those because the backlash I would get from some family members was just so crazy, man. Just so crazy. And then when I went to college, I got some more tattoos. I got my initials on my hand, right there. I had those on my hand, and that's when I kind of got in the mood of like, fuck it. I don't care if you see it. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where I put it. Um, and then you just kind of started. We kind of started going, man. And again, a lot of it is a body image thing. I personally think I look better with them. And there might be some people that think I look worse with them, but the great thing about that is it shouldn't matter to you. Um, you're not me. We're not fucking. We're not a thing. We're not together. How I look should not matter to you, but unfortunately, it does to some people. They look at you. If you don't fit their image, then they don't include you in things. It's as simple as that. So I remember, there was one time I had a tattoo session, and it was right before a sibling of mine was getting married. It was the day before their wedding, and I was in the wedding, so that night was their like rehearsal and rehearsal dinner. So I was a little late to the rehearsal, and they knew that. I told them that. I told them I had a tattoo session. It's been planned for weeks. I will be there right afterwards. And I was. I got there not even that late, and my arm was wrapped in the wrap that they put when you get a tattoo. From like my wrist up to like my mid forearm. I had this bright green wrap on my arm. And fucking instigators, a parent of mine decided to act all worried as if I just came out of the hospital, knowing damn well I just got a tattoo. But they wanted to put on a show for their parents, my grandparents. So they look at me and they go, "Oh my god, Matthew, what happened to your arm?" Again, knowing damn well that I just got a tattoo. But of course, they wanted to point it out and make other people disappointed in me or whatever. But again, that's when I finally got in my fuck it stage. I looked right back at them and I was like, it's a tattoo. I just got a tattoo. You want to see it? I'll unwrap it. You want to see it? I just remember silence. Just rolled their eyes. Silence. I was just so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, I just got out of the hospital with a neon green wrap on my arm. Like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Early signs of dementia? Like, come on, don't fucking play with me. Um, Stupid, man. But yeah, as time went on, I got more and more tattoos. I absolutely love the way I look with them. Don't give two fucks about what people think of them or think of me. Um, the biggest thing, and I've had these conversations recently with my mom. Shout out to my mom. She's amazing and was always supportive about all of my tattoos. She might not like some of them, but she's never like degraded me because of them. I have a few on my leg that I won't talk about what they are. If you know me, you know what they are. If you want to go on my Instagram, you'll see what they are. I have some inappropriate tattoos on my legs. Um and for a long time she was like, "Oh my god, what if you have a daughter? What are you going to say to your daughter if she looks at that? What do you?" And my answer was always, "It's art. Like nothing I put on my body is meant to like degrade anybody or be inappropriate or offensive. Like I am careful about what I put on my body. Not everything necessarily has meaning, but I can tell you none of it should be insensitive." So I tell her, I'm like, it's art. You might not agree with it, but it's art. Um, and I truly mean that. But anyway, my mom and I have had recent conversations to where she's like, do you think if certain people in our family weren't so against the tattoos, do you think you would have as many as you have? Like, do you think if they were more accepting or if they didn't treat you differently, would you still get all the tattoos that you have? And honestly, I think so. I don't think any of my tattoos have been like, "Oh, I'm gonna rebel against you. I'm gonna do this because I know you don't like it, so I'm gonna do more." I don't think that's ever been the case. Unless like it's subconscious and I don't know I'm doing it and I can say it out loud. I'm not doing it. Like it's not even that I don't think I'm doing it. I'm positive I'm not doing that. Um, but it's definitely an interesting topic. Because I think not even just for myself, I see people who have parents that don't agree with the person that they're dating. I have very close friends that have been together since high school. It's been over 10 years, and the girl's parents don't like the guy. Um, and my thing is, and this should go to parents who are like that. If you don't like who your child is dating, don't be so open about it. Because guess what? Your child's going to date them, they're going to move in with them. And because you're so against what they're doing, they're going to stay in that relationship. They're going to stay in that house, living with that person. Whether they're happy or not, they're going to stay there because of how fucking direct you are about how wrong they are for doing that. They don't want to be proven wrong. They don't want to end that relationship. They don't want to move back home because then you would be right. So, going back to the tattoos, no, I don't think me getting tattoos has anything to do with people not liking them. I think if people in my family who are so against it weren't against it or weren't so openly against it, weren't so vocal about it, I don't think that would change my mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna stop getting tattoos. There have been some inappropriate conversations about it. I remember I was working security back when I was in college, and when I left college, I was working security. And one of the spots I worked at was a synagogue me and my family belonged to. And I don't know what he is. He's a rabbi, maybe. He's somebody who works and does the prayers. I don't know if he's considered a rabbi though. I'm like the worst Jew. I don't know any of that. But anyway, he's somebody I grew up with. I knew him very well. I know him very well. I've grown up in that synagogue. I know him very well. He comes up to me while I'm on the clock working security. He comes up to the security desk. And not word for word, we're not gonna get into the conversation, but basically he tells me that like sometimes in our lives we do things to hurt other people. And sometimes we gotta realize it's time to stop. And he was talking about my tattoos, and I'm like, first of all, who in my family have you been talking to? Second of all, I'm not hurting anybody, or at least I'm not trying to hurt anybody. And if anybody's hurt by what I'm doing with myself, um, they need to find something better to do with their lives, because my God. Um, so that was just a very inappropriate conversation, because again, he was at work and I was at work. So that was inappropriate. And I definitely lost a lot of respect for him that day. I've had a few run-ins with him where I'll say hello, there's no bad blood, but I definitely lost some respect for him. Um just stupid. Again, I think tattoos, I know a lot of old school people are like, "Oh, you can't have certain jobs with tattoos or whatever." Honestly, if I'm being so for real with you, I am more comfortable in more serious settings. I'm more comfortable with people with tattoos. I will never forget when I took my driver's test the first time. The guy sitting next to me was like this cool dude, like piercings, tattoos. Like I was so comfortable with him. I ended up failing that test because my back tire hit a curb. We don't gotta get into that. But then the second time I took my driver's test, I had like this very clean cut, suit wearing guy, very serious. And I was so tense during that drive. I was so uncomfortable. So I like to think that for me, when I go into places, whether it's at my job or whatever it is in serious settings, I hope I give off a comfortable vibe. I hope I give off a vibe of like, oh, this guy's cool, this guy's laid back, like we're gonna get shit done, but we don't gotta be uptight about it. I love going in places where when like I'm working, I have to go to places involving my job. I love when I go in and like some of the first things people say are like, oh my god, I love your tattoos, where do you get your tattoos? Like it's such a nice conversation piece. um Tattoos are fucking great, dude. And it's crazy, man. I look at the people who are like so against my tattoos and my family. And it's crazy. Like you're against my tattoos, but you support our president who's a known pedophile. Like you're more upset about me having tattoos than you are about pedophiles. I also don't understand people who are like, I don't believe in tattoos. Like, what don't you believe in? This isn't fucking Santa Claus. It's not even Jesus fucking Christ. Like this is a physical thing. Like they are here. They are here, man. What don't you fucking believe in? I don't believe in tattoos. Like what don't you fucking believe in? They're right here. All right, let me stop ranting. It's been real, guys. Get that tattoo. You know what? I might go book a tattoo now. I think I said everything I have to say. If not, I got you next week. So, not next week. Caught myself. We're not doing this on a weekly basis. Next podcast, whenever that might be. It might be next week, it might not be. But anyway, stay golden, stay real. I always forget what I used to say, but peace out, Girl Scouts.